Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, July 8th, 2016. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. Well, if you're in the United States, you woke up early this morning at about 6 a.m. to scenes of a live news conference from Warsaw, Poland, where President Obama was speaking. The President was speaking about the events which occurred in Dallas last night. 12 police officers were shot, 5 of them mortally wounded and killed. The shooting apparently was in response to shootings of African American men by white police officers in the past 48 hours, resulting in 2 deaths. The first shooting occurred in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the second in St. Paul, Minnesota. Both shootings were captured either on video or by photos. They have inspired mass protests around the United States, including a protest last night which occurred in Dallas. As the peaceful protest moved towards its finishing line, its finishing point, in a downtown area, apparently as many as 4 gunmen from concealed positions with triangulated fire, snipers the police are calling them, opened fire on Dallas police officers, shooting 12 of them, killing 5 of them. One of the assailants was killed. 3 others have now been taken prisoner or arrested. From reports coming out this morning, one of the prisoners is talking, saying that their intention was to kill white policemen. This situation is going to get worse before it gets better. Super Typhoon Nepartak has hit Taiwan today. It's driven thousands of people from their homes. It's disrupted the power supply. It's caused the cancellation of more than 600 flights. It's now weakened as it's moved across the island. It's now into the Taiwan Strait, where it's going to hit Fujian province in China as a tropical storm tomorrow morning. Some 432,000 households in Taiwan were without power. The typhoon halted work in most of Taiwan, but there were no reports of any damage to the semiconductor plants in the southern part of the country. Once it does hit China, it's expected to already worsen the problem of severe flooding which has occurred in the southern eastern part of the country. The United States has created 287,000 jobs in the month of June. This is a sharp increase from weak hiring numbers in May that had cast doubt on the American economic recovery. Analysts had been expecting employers to add only 180,000 jobs in June. In fact, it was 100,000 more than that. You can expect the stock markets to go up sharply today. Meanwhile, in the United Kingdom, evidence is mounting that the British decision to leave the EU is already causing economic problems. A market research firm, GfK, found that consumer confidence in the UK has taken a dive following the June 23rd referendum. In fact, consumer confidence dropped about 8 points. It's the sharpest decline in 21 years. The perception of individuals' financial situation or their propensity to make purchases has fallen dramatically. This is a key factor in sustaining any economy. Analysts are warning that further declines in consumer confidence are likely, and the British economy may be heading toward an outright recession. In a separate report earlier today, the ratings agency Moody's said that Britain's economic outlook has, quote, significantly weakened after the vote. The ratings agency slashed its growth forecast down to 1.5% in 2016 and 1.2% in 2017. The publication Insurance Day is publishing a story today saying that risk managers are fearing the growth of broker facilities, that they may not be in their best interests. Insurance Day spoke to a number of risk managers and insurance buyers from large corporations across the industry about the rise of broker facilities. The findings highlight the unease many buyers have with the facilitation of the London market. Risk managers are reporting concerns about the potential conflict of interest by brokers, stating that if a broker is being paid by an underwriter, there is the potential for a conflict, to say the least. Insured losses from the Fort McMurrary May wildfires in Alberta, Canada, are expected to total about 3.58 billion Canadian, or about 2.75 billion US. This will now make it the costliest Canadian natural disaster ever. This is according to an insurance industry group in Canada. The losses far exceed those from the Alberta floods of 2013, which cost about 1.7 billion Canadian. The wildfires in the oil sands hub of Fort McMurrary forced the evacuation of about 90,000 people and shuttered numerous oil sands operations and cut Canada's crude oil output by about 1 million barrels a day. These losses are not expected to change dramatically over time, so these are probably pretty close to the final results. There was an explosion yesterday on a commuter train in Taipei, the capital of Taiwan. It injured 24 people. Most of the injuries were not serious, although one was. As of this morning, police are saying that they have arrested a 55-year-old man who had in fact planted a bomb on the train. His fingerprints were on the bomb. It was an 18-inch metal tube filled with an explosive substance. The authorities are ruling out terrorism. It seems to be a one-off act. We'll keep our eyes on what's going on in the United States. This is a bad situation. Obviously, the excesses of the police shootings of the two black men over the past 72 hours have led to outrage across all sectors of the country, appropriate outrage. Apparently, people have begun to take matters into their own hands and retaliate against the police. The potential for escalation is there. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. If not, have a good weekend, and we'll see you Monday.